Hi guys, welcome to lesson 1.11, Everyday Math, 5th grade. All right, when we're talking about volume, a lot of times we think of volume as a rectangular prism, okay? But we think of it as having 90-degree angles, and it's easier to measure volume that way. If I try to measure the volume of this cup, it's not as easy to get a complete width on it. It's not easy really to measure how wide it is because it curves. It's a little different. It's hard to do, right? So the lesson we're going to do today involves finding volume of shapes that are kind of irregular, okay? So what's going to happen is on page 32, you're going to see, and I have it next to me right here so you can see it on the screen as well, you're going to see a trombone case. So a trombone case, if you look at the very bottom, it's kind of rounded edges. At the top, it's a rounded edge. Same thing with my French horn case, rounded edges. My xylophone case, it goes at an angle, okay? When these things happen, you have to make sure that you think about it and you measure a little bit bigger. It's kind of like when we were measuring volume and I used the bubble gum or I used the circle pieces. There sometimes will be a little bit of extra space, okay? So keep that in mind. That's something that you're going to use for these. So the reason why I'm bringing that up is because all of these answers are in almost like an estimate. They're about a certain number. That means that it's close to this number. We're doing the math still just the same. It's not going to be exact because there are rounded edges. Okay? So when you're doing volume, you're going to make some estimates today. So it's just like if I tell you that I want to measure this little case here, I can make an estimate and pretend like this is a straight line. Okay? And there still is a little tiny space in there that you would have to account for. But as long as I have a close estimate, I'm okay. All right? The way you do this, if you see a problem that is like this, you literally have to separate the problem into pieces. So number one, it kind of does that for you. It gives you two separate rectangular prisms, and then you need to put those together. So the first thing is I'm going to look at the rectangular prism A, and I'm going to do 31 times 8 times 4. I'm going to find the volume of rectangular prism A. All right, 8 times 4 I know is 32 times 31. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3. X's and O's. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 2, 9, 9. 992. So for prism A, my volume is 992. 992. My second prism, I have 9, 10, and 4. So again, prism B, I'm going to do 10 times 9 times 4. All right, 10 times 9 is 90 times 4 is 360. Now, what you're going to do, you need to now add these pieces together. This is a solid piece. Okay, this case is a solid piece. That means that I need to figure out if this was a solid piece, how much it would be total. So then we're going to add 360 plus 992, 2 plus 0, 9 plus 6, 9 plus 1 plus 3. It's about 1,352 inches cubed. That's how you do these problems. You're going to separate the pieces. So sometimes, like in number 1 and number 2, it separates it for you. So what you're going to do is I want you to go ahead and look at number 2, and I want you to try to find out the volume of both pieces and then add them together. So if this is volume for piece A and this is piece B, I want you to pause the video, find the volumes, add it together, and then come back. All right, you should have paused and done the math. If you are looking at box A, we're going to multiply 14 times 14 times 6. 14 times 14 times 6. So I'm going to do 6 times 14 first. 6 times 4 is 24. carry my 2. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 2 is 8. And then I'm going to do 84 times 14. 4 times 4 is 16, carry my 1. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 1 is 33. X's and O's, 4, 8. 0 plus 6 is 6. 3 plus 4 is 7. 8 plus 3 is 11. So box A, part A, is 1,176 inches cubed. Box B. For box B, I'm going to use my blue marker because it's a little easier to see the colors that way. We're going to do 4 times 15 times 16. 4 times 15 times 16. I know that 4 times 15 is 60. I know that because I can think about time. Every 15 minutes, there are 4 quarters of an hour. It's 15 minutes. Also, I can think 15 plus 15 is 30. Plus another 30 is 60. That's how I got to that answer. So we're going to do 60 times 16. 6 times 0. 6 times 1. X's and O's. 1 times 0. 1 times 6. 0, 6, and 9. So the volume of that is 960. 960 cubic units. And now I get to find the answer by adding them together. So now I'm actually going to add 1,176 plus 960. 6 plus 0. 7 plus 6. 9 plus 1 plus 1. And 1 plus 1 is 2. So it's about 2,136 inches cubed. That's how you're going to do these problems. That should have been your answer. All right, my next problem. Here we go. I'm going to separate my box. Sometimes it doesn't give it to you separated, so you need to separate it the easiest way for you. Now, my height on these boxes are all the same. It is 5 inches there, this is 5 inches, and this is 5 inches. Okay, so for box A, I'm going to multiply 5 times 15 times 24. Height, length, width. For box B, we're going to do 5 times 18 times 15. And for box C, we're going to do 5 times 12 times 15. So now is the hard part. Now you have to do the math. I've given you the multiplication problems. They are right here for you. Make sure you do each box. So that's box C. And then I want you to go ahead and pause again and then come back and we'll check your answers. So you're going to pause, do number 3, and then come back and we'll double check what you did. All right, let's see how you did. So I'm going to start with box A. And I'm going to use my whiteboard. At home, if you need to use an extra piece of paper, that is fine. If it's easier for you to write it on a separate piece of paper and do your math, that's fine. Send me a picture of the work so I can see that you did it. Okay? For box A, my answer should be 5 times 15 times 24. So this is all box A. 5 times 15. So I'm going to write my 15. Multiply by 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. So those two matched. Now I'm going to multiply that times this. So 75 times 24. 4 times 5 is 20. Carry my 2. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 2 is 30. X's and O's. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 7 is 14 plus 1 is 15. 0 plus 0, 0 plus 0, 3 plus 5, and 1. So box A, you should have 1,800. The reason why I'm going quickly is because I asked you to pause and do this on your own. I wanted you to try it first. So if you think I'm going fast, I want you to go ahead and do as I ask and pause and do the math for the second one and come back when you're done. Okay, here we go. 5 times 18 times 15.
That would be 1,000.
We already did 5 times 15 in the last problem. We know that that's 75. And we're going to multiply by 18. 8 times 5 is 40. Carry my 4. 8 times 7 is 56. Plus 4 is 60. X's and the O's. 1 times 5 and 1 times 7. Then I'm going to add 0, 5, 13. 1,350. Siri was going to tell you the answer. 1,350. All right. Again, if you think I went fast, pause it. Go ahead and do box C. Come back when you are done. Pause the video. Okay, guys. 5 times 15 is 75. We already figured that out from the last two problems. I'm going to now multiply times 12. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 7 is 14 plus 1 is 15. X's and O's. 1 times 5 and 1 times 7. Go ahead and add them together. 5 plus 5 is 10. Carry my 1. 7, 8, 9. Box C should be 900. Now you're going to add. So I have all three boxes and I need to find the answer of them together, the total. So now I'm going to add. So I'm going to go back to my blue because that helps me realize what I'm doing. 0 plus 0 plus 0. 0 plus 5 plus 0. 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Carry my 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your answer should be about 4,050 inches cubed. This is a topic and this is a thing that you need to make sure that you take your time on. It can be tricky. It can be confusing. So you're going to have extra practices that you're going to be doing. You need to go slow. Take your time. You do need to do every step. If you miss one of these steps and mess up, it messes up the whole problem. So take your time on this. Number 4, Asher needs to take the xylophone, the trombone, and the French horn with him to the band concert. His trunk is 13 cubic feet of cargo space. Can he fit all 3 cases in his trunk? How do you know? So this is going to go back to what we did yesterday when we converted cubic inches into a cubic foot. 1,728. So if there are 1,728 cubic inches in 1 foot, but I have 13 cubic feet, how many cubic inches do we have total? 8 times 3 is 24. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. 3 times 7 is 21. Carry my 2. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. X's and O's. 8, 2, 7, 1. All right, so my answer should be 4, 6, 2, 4, 2, 2. 23,464 square inches. So Add these answers together. Will it fit in his trunk? All right, your math boxes for the day. Here they are. It is the volume of a prism. This one, you can use base times height. You could also do length times width times height, whatever's easiest for you. For number 2, remember, use that repeated addition if you need to. I showed you a lot of tricks with this one. First, draw the box in. That'll help you. All right, number 3, it says find the volume of the base first. So how many are in one whole level? That's your hint. Number 4, insert parentheses to make these equations true. I'm going to help you with this one, and I'm going to use a pencil because if you use a pencil, you can erase it. So if we make a mistake, we can erase it. So I'm going to start. I need to make my answer 10. So if I put my parentheses here, that means I do parentheses first. 4 minus 2. What is 4 minus 2? 2 times 5 equals 10. So that answer would have been right. But we're going to check the other way just to make sure. What is 5 times 4? If you said 20 minus 2, my answer is not 10. So that is not the correct answer. You should have written it like this. All right, let's do the next one. I'm going to start here. I'm going to put my parentheses here. 7 times 25. I know that that's going to be a huge number. So can I then do 8 minus that number? Nope, not going to work. So we're going to try it the other way. 8 minus 1 is, 8 minus 7 is, told you the answer, times 25. That's the right way. All right, my answer has to be 36. Okay, my answer has to be 36. So I need to find a way to use parentheses to make this answer true. If I did 36 divided by 6, my answer is 6. Minus 1 is 5. Does that make sense? I'm sorry, minus 5 is 1. Now let's do this way. What's 6 minus 5? 1. 36 divided by 1 is 36. So I just told you how to answer this question. There is no reason why you shouldn't get those 3 points on your assignment. Number 5, what does the area of the base tell you about the number of cubes that fit in the prism in problem 3? What does the area of the base tell you about the numbers that fit? The area of the base is length times width. This tells you how many cubes fit into one layer. Remember we did the layer problems last week? So that tells you how many cubes fit into one layer. If you have this exact wording, that is how you get points. If you have anything else, I'm not going to give you credit. You need to practice writing in math words. You need to practice writing in complete sentences. And you need to practice showing your complete thought process. This would get you a perfect score on the test. This is the answer I need you to write it in. Okay. All right. You guys are going to have the opportunity. There is one more lesson for this week, and then we have our test next week. After we do lesson 112, we will have our test the following day. So we're going to do a lot of practice. We're going to do a lot of study guides. This is going to take a lot on your part. You have to make sure you are following along. Unfortunately, the study guides are not in your math workbook. So I will be attaching those for you to go along and do with me. So make sure that you are really following up and following along with those lessons, okay? All right, have a great day, guys. I can't wait to see what we get into tomorrow. I will see you soon. Remember, if you have questions, log in. Don't forget, I am always available anytime you need me. Send me a message, send me an email, send me anything, and I'll get a Zoom going with you guys, okay? Have a great day, guys. Thank you.